Yeah, so here we are. I'm so pleased to have Jeffrey Morrison here today, and we're going to talk about the upcoming FOT conference from the Focusing Institute. So, Jeffrey has been organizing the conference and very creatively bringing the voices of all the various FOTs together. And it's November 2nd.
2nd through 5th online.
Yeah.
Early bird pricing still exists until Monday.
Oh, we better get this video up
Just
very
go to
soon. Yeah.
focusing.org and click on the FOT logo and get all the
I want to
information.
get my early bird special.
Well, and you're one of our featured presenters.
Yeah, so I should get an early bird special.
Well, it's no cost to you.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, you're going to be, if you haven't already been registered, you will be registered.
Great. Wow. So that encourages people to present at the conference. Is there still time for people to send in a proposal, or is
No, we've reached, I think, our maximum.
Mm.
I think we reached out to our last person. We have perhaps a couple of dozen or close to it, individual presenters and 3 panels.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how many of the anchor presenters do you have?
There are 6 anchor presenters, and then there's probably 18 or more additional presenters.
Mm. Well, we're hoping to interview some of those presenters and put up little videos about what they're thinking about and what they're going to present. And that will be encouragement to come.
I hope so.
So, one thing I was curious about is if you had any thoughts about how the conference tradition might be different now after COVID than it was all those years that we went to FOT conferences in person in different countries.
Well, I mean, that's the main difference, is that it's going to be online, which, as we all know, offers some opportunities and some limitations. We don't get to be together, but it does make it much easier for people all over the world to join, and for especially those that can't perhaps afford to travel. And the pricing for the conference, as with most things the TIFI does, is there's a few choices, so that if you can afford the more expensive because you live in the United States, great. And if you live in a country with a much different economy, you can still afford to attend. So, we want to reach out and have a diverse audience, and I think we have a diverse presenter group. So, there's opportunities and there's some limits. And I think for TIFI, a conference that's online is an easier thing to pull together, and they make some more money. Whereas in person, it's more work and they don't make much money. I would hope that there are more local FOT conferences or focusing gatherings. I would like to establish something out in the Pacific Northwest. I live near Seattle. It'd be nice to have both.
Yes, maybe we're heading in that direction.
And I'm sure if people, there are a number of people that said, hey, we really want to pull together an in-person big conference. I'm sure that that's a possibility as well.
Yeah, yeah. So what are your hopes for this conference?
My hopes.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? That's a great question. Well,
Yeah.
and kind of the theme is the fresh urgency of now and how FOT can address those kinds of situations, from being more inclusive to climate change to all the various things we can think of in terms of what FOT and the philosophy really teach us about our interconnectivity, that we are one interaction, that we are connected to all, and the kind of reverence and respect that means about how we treat each other. My hopes are that people are enlivened to, experience different people, that they hear some different ideas. There's a number of people who are presenting that I don't know and haven't heard them present before. So I'm interested in finding out more about a number of presenters. There are some that are well known, and I've listened to them present perhaps many times and look forward to again, but it's always nice to have new people and fresh faces. And we have some of those on the planning committee, because I certainly haven't done this all myself. And we have, I think, a whole variety of interesting presenters, and we have 3 panels that I think topic-wise cover some interesting topics around how do we make FOT more findable. And that panel is going to be all Spanish speakers. It will be translated into English. Natty, what's Natty's last name? Calvin, yeah. Anyways, Natty is in charge of that one. And Colvino. And then we have a panel on its inclusivity, but I'm gonna read it because it's really more than that. It's called Widening Our Lens of Inclusivity. But how do we see ourselves as agents of change in therapy, community, and wider systems? Do we have a role in change beyond our therapeutic work? Can the philosophy of the implicit and focusing oriented therapy widen our lens and practice of inclusivity, diversity, and equity? If we are interaction with everything, are we not ethically responsible to reflect on how we can be more inclusive of all living beings and systems?
Wow, I'm glad that you.
And I believe you are familiar with Yao, and I forget his last name. He's going to be the moderator.
Yeah.
And we have a diverse panel of people who are stepping up to be on that panel and offer some things. And then the third panel will be on the urgency of teaching the essence of FOT to a new generation. And we're really looking at a couple of things. What is the essence of FOT? What is it that we want to pass along? As we all know, we all get to teach in our own way, which is wonderful. And yet, I don't know what a lot of people are doing. I know what some people are doing, but I would like to hear more about what other people are doing. I would like to see some connectivity among FOTs so we share what we're teaching, maybe have discussions about what we see are some of the essentials of FOT, but also how do we preserve some of our elders' wisdom? Can there be, I know there's a Genlin library, can there be an FOT library that houses your work, Joan Klagsburn's work, other people's work who have been our teachers for many years? And I would love to see discussions around that. And, just getting younger people learning FOT, providing good supervision for up and coming therapists. So I would like to see, or what I guess I'm most excited about in the conference is, can FOTs start coming together to talk about what it is we do, how we do it, but also how do we preserve it and carry it forward? How do we become better known? How do we get the word out there? how do we promote FOT in a world that has many, many, many different modalities? And I would like to see FOTs organized in some way so that we can work with TIFI and or outside of TIFI to promote FOT. I think TIFI would like to, the International Focusing Institute, and Catherine would like to have the energy of FOTs there, but I think we need to have some ways people can show up and participate, and some ways we can generate ideas and steer some policy or create more content, advertise. Because I think if FOTs are doing well, TIFI is going to do well. I think it's really, my sense is, an all flourishing is mutual attitude.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, that's a Robin Wall Kimmerer phrase from her book, Braiding Sweetgrass. And she's an indigenous woman who offers that perspective, as well as a university professor in biology. And, she really, in her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, really lays out interaction, I think. And she's talking a lot about environment and plants, but she's talking about people in relation to environment. And it's a very consistent, I believe, way of looking at things with Jen Lynn's philosophy.
Yes, yes.
All flourishing is mutual.
Yes, yes. I felt so excited when you were talking about meeting new voices, new ideas. And it seems like this is the time in history that we've been thrust into by COVID of having this virtual universe where we can all, wherever we are, gather, and we can meet people from everywhere. And that's so exciting, because I think that we have a history of focusing oriented therapists being isolated in a way, and being so happy to meet each other at a conference, but then you only get to really go to a few workshops and dinner with a few people and stuff like that. And this way, we're getting to have much more intersection and much more crossings with the different approaches that we see all over. I think FOT is unique in that there isn't a protocol, a way that you have to teach in order to be a true FOT. And that makes for so much creativity. And yet, since focusing has always been a crossing with other things, people are crossing it, integrating it with many other approaches. And then we have to come together and see what all these ingredients make, and how we influence each other and inform each other. So I'm very excited about this conference, and very pleased to be part of it. And I think you're doing a wonderful job, Jeffrey.
Well, thank you.
Being really creative with this challenge here.
Well, thank you. Well, and one of the things that is important to me, and when Catherine asked me if I would put together a planning committee and do this, is I said I really wanted to be able to have access to her and bend her ear to talk about FOT and what FOTs can do and what TIFI can do. How can we work together to have a little more higher profile on not only the website, but I'm in this room doing my thing each day, but it's a little isolating. I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity that I can reach out and talk to you on the other side of the country, but I want to hear what other people are doing. I want to learn from other people. I want us to be able to share materials. Some people write books, but most of us, create just our stuff for our training programs or things like that. And I know what I do, but I certainly would like to hear more from others. And so we get to teach in our own unique way. And I hope that we can share in various ways so that we can more easily learn from each other and have that interaffecting
Yes,
of different approaches and learning and experiences.
right. Well, I very much look forward to the conference, and I hope that everybody takes action right away before Monday and gets the early bird special. And I hope that we see everybody the beginning of November.
That would be great. Thank you very much, Lynn.